Hopefully everything functions. I feel like there's something a bit missing. Okay. Sorry, I'll turn on the music. Shoot, sorry, looping. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting started, everyone, so, don't print, don't print. Okay. Also, forgot to respond to this text. Yeah, so I might have to disappear for a bit suddenly because someone's package is coming in, so hopefully I don't miss that. Also, I need to turn this down. Maybe I'll keep it really low for me, and then I can turn the desktop audio up a bit so you guys can still listen to it. But yeah, it's not like I'm the only person here today, so, you know, maybe someone else can pop in, but... Alright, so, okay, let's get back to OBS, and, okay, so, hello everybody, it's me, Varia the Verdant Ghost. Thank you for coming. Also, feel free to tell me if something's off. I have not been streaming for... I have not streamed for maybe like a week, or over a week, so, you know, I'm a bit out of the flow. Actually, there's still something I need to do, so yeah, I'm very much out of the flow, but okay, we can get started pretty soon. But also, what you're looking at right now is just a warm-up flamingo that I did. You know, I've been kind of thinking about birds a lot lately because of the bird OCs. But of course, this isn't what I planned to do today. This, as I said, it's just a warm-up. But yeah, I'm just gonna do some sketching. So I tried working on my mangrove trees earlier. I'm not like 100% on how it looks right now, but you know, hopefully I can make it a bit better. So I'm just gonna go ahead. I may as well just like lower the opacity since I'll need to go back to it. But yeah, I'm gonna mostly focus on sketching today. You know, that's what I mean to say. Yeah. Okay, and hopefully, yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys should be able to hear me talk and yap and all that. Yeah, I think like the last stream I did, you know, like over a week ago, I was like muted for an hour. So yeah, it was really, yeah, a little bit stressed out about that. But yeah. Oh crap! Sorry. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do the character sketch on separate from the environment. So yeah. So the reason I'm doing a sketching stream today is because I did not sketch last night or the night before or Tuesday night. I feel a little bit guilty about that, to be honest. You know, I was really supposed to do that, but I just been like really tired lately. Like the vacation refreshed me a slight bit, but you know, work is still pretty brutal. Yeah, I was kind of worried about how it would what it would be like when it came back in, and as expected, it was a big old mess. So yeah, when it came in on Wednesday morning, there was like 3 machines down. There were like a crap ton of returns to do, and it's just like of course. But I managed to get things kind of together on, I think, Thursday. And of course, it's usually a pretty rough mess when I come in every time. But also, hello, Jay. I thank you for coming here. I was just kind of ranting a little bit about work, but no. How's your day going? You know, currently my day is all right. So I'm just trying to. I don't normally do sketching streams, but, you know, I kind of ended up, you know, I was too tired the previous couple of nights to actually get this piece started, so I thought I'd try starting it on stream. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, I'm not liking how these apps are looking right now, but yeah, hopefully it's, my stream is okay. Good, just play pickleball with my mom. I see. I don't think I ever heard of pickleball before. Is that like a video game, or is it just like a sort of an actual sport. Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to see some issues with my anatomy right here. I probably shouldn't even have to worry about the anatomy too much, considering he's supposed to be wearing clothing, but you know, I get a little bit invested, but yeah, I guess I should probably just worry about the general proportions over that. Hold on, let me flip this. Also, before the stream, I decided to flip the entire piece. You know, if you've seen my, you know, my stream ad, you notice that the orientation is a bit different. I just kind of wanted to be in that other angle a bit more. Okay, so let's just mark out the upper torso or the ribcage area. And then after that, I'll try and I'll mark out the pelvic area. It's like tennis, but with wiffle balls and paddles. I see. I think I know about, yeah, I know about wiffle balls and paddles and all that. I just never heard of the game before. That sounds kind of interesting. But admittedly, I'm not the most active person, so I don't really play those kinds of things. But yeah, so I guess switching topics a little bit. The vacation was pretty nice. I got to go and see some sights, as you might have seen on Blue Sky, since they posted some of my vacation pictures. And also, I got to spot a few herons here and there, which was kind of fun. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about getting into bird watching, but I'd have to like purchase some binoculars, I think. You know, at least do that. Maybe I can go and like walk around some of the ponds and trails a bit more. Ooh, bird watching sounds interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it was mostly seagulls from what I've seen because we were on the beach, but yeah, I managed to spot a few herons. There was one heron that was actually like super close to the road. So I wasn't actually sure if it was real at first because just how close it was. But I also got to see a swan family from while we were driving to some place. Yeah, we were actually like looking for a restaurant, and we happened. It was a bit of a journey because the GPS messed up. But yeah, I did get to see a swan family. So they're like two adult swans, and in between them were like the little baby swans. They weren't like little babies though. They were actually pretty big by then. But yeah, most sports, anything keep me moving. Sorry, I didn't read that first message. But yeah, it's good to stay active. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some more walking, I guess, or you know, casual walking. I do a lot of walking at work because, you know, I have to move around back and forth in the store. Otherwise, I've become a little bit of a homebody lately, so. Yeah, maybe when the autumn comes around, I'll try to walk a bit more. I mean, it's been pretty warm this summer, so, you know, I haven't really been going outside too much. But yeah, I do live in a more rural area, so it might be fun to like spot some waterfowl and whatnot. Okay, need to actually like check out my sketch. Okay, this might be good enough for the torso, so. Yeah, sorry, I have a hard time multitasking, so. Okay, I'm not gonna block out the certain area today, just beautiful torso, thank you. I'm gonna go for a walk today, but then my mom was like pickleball, so yeah, I see. And yeah, thank you for the torso compliment. I should probably mark out the rest of his legs. Okay. You know, it's not perfect, but he actually has very thick legs, honestly. Okay. But yeah, I'm technically supposed to be covering this up, so you know, I'll just lower the opacity of the general sketch right now. And then I'll try to mark out some of the clothing. Yeah, it's actually supposed to be wearing a sort of a skirt / kilt thing, so yeah, I really don't need to worry about the legs all that much. Yeah, I try to keep the pace on. I try to draw a little bit faster on a stream than I usually would in off stream, but you know, I just want to try and get things done. I'm a pretty like slow artist normally, so that's why I usually try to do my sketches off stream. But as I said before, I've been kind of out of it these past few days, so yeah. Okay. For this. Yeah, hopefully the sketch at least looks okay. So, trying to draw in with some more historic looking clothes. Or, you know, historically inspired clothing. But yeah, I probably could have thought this out a bit more. But yeah, I don't know if I asked you what your favorite bird is, but your name is Jay, so you know, kind of wondering if that's a hint or not. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to. Okay. Yeah, I have not been drawing. I've been like doing sketches and stuff, but I haven't really been doing any like proper drawings this week either. So, honestly, for a while, so I feel like I'm probably a bit rusty. Unless I need to like block out the edge. Hold on. I should probably block out the head on a separate layer. Yeah, so I'm just gonna draw kind of a roundish shape. I also, so the circle is supposed to represent the cranium. I try to, hold on. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit of a, I get a little overwhelmed when there's like a ton of lines too. So I'm trying to like lower everything out. So I'm just gonna try and draw a cube real quick. And then try to mark up the eye line, I think. Nose line. Okay. Then back to the layer where I put the body. I'm gonna mark out the hands with it. Okay. Maybe cranes? No, Jay's part of my name, okay. Maybe cranes? The Japanese crane for specifics. I see. Yeah, cranes look pretty cool. Honestly, been looking at a lot of long-necked birds lately. So, as I was saying, you know, part of it's like the heron, but also as you can probably guess, I've been like thinking about flamingos a lot too. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oops, that's the wrong layer. Start marking out some of the face. Okay. Yeah, so just blocking the face out real quick, or the general head parts out. Right here's the brow line, so. Okay. And his head is looking a bit too big right now, so I'm just going to shrink it slightly. Yeah, like, actually might be too small now. Okay. You know, just shrink it a tiny bit. Okay. But yeah, Japanese cranes are... I remember them being really pretty. I think it's been a while since I've seen a picture of one, though, is the thing, so. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of Probably going to be a little more distracted this stream because of the nature of sketching. Also, I think I need to like block things out a bit more. What I mean is just kind of like put some different like tones behind the certain parts so I can like see it easier. So I'm gonna like put white behind the head area right here because it's I'm struggling to see it, or to see it outside of the body and the trees and all that. Okay, so I'm just gonna, as you saw, I blocked it out, so I'm just gonna merge it down with the other head, with the general head sketch, I mean. Yes, I found it when you were working your on your flamingo harpy. Oh, did you? Sorry, I'm not sure what you meant as it, but... Or the crane, I guess. Oh, that's actually smart. I tend to do shadows of the object to see the form. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I do shadows too, but, you know, I think my process just tends to be a little bit chaotic, honestly. But yeah, I used to do a lot more, this method a lot more in the past, but I guess for some reason I haven't been doing that. I'm not really sure why, but, you know, I guess I just been moving a lot faster, this last few months. Okay, sorry, just trying to... Thought I saw a new message, but I guess not. Okay. Okay, so sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted. Yeah, so I'm marking out the brow line a bit more. So, try to like flip the canvas a lot too, especially when it comes to drawing faces. I'm also going to make the line a bit thicker, so try to mark out the edge a bit more, or give it a little more strength. Sorry, I'm struggling to speak a lot more because it's just, I haven't streamed for a good while, but yeah, I'm not the best talker in the world. Okay. But yeah, where you're like referring to the Japanese crane, or just something else. Kind of in a... Okay. Sorry, I'm probably gonna move this nose a bit further down. So, yeah, technically this line should be probably curving a bit further down because its face is supposed to be turning down. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm marking out the bridge of his nose, maybe. I haven't even like put down the eyes quite yet, so. Okay, I'm just kind of blocking the eyes out real quick. Yeah, I have a very, very messy sketching stage. Every time someone mentioned a bird that stream, I looked it up, then I did some searching on my own. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, you were talking about our bird fact conversation. Yeah, it was pretty fun when we did that. Yeah, personally, I tend to be pretty fascinated with birds, so it's fun to just talk about birds sometimes. Yeah, I know that when the other streamers like mention birds, I start trying to go into like bird fact mode. I'm not sure how crazy they are about it, but you know, I gotta spread the word of the birds. Word of the birds, dang it. So yeah, I've been I watched a few bird videos when we were like taking breaks during our vacation, so You know, I found a documentary about about like parrots in cities, and apparently there's some parrots living in Germany, so which is kind of crazy because parrots are normally like more tropical, so you know, in Germany is like tends to be pretty cold, I think. So yeah, I basically have these parrots from the Amazon rainforest just kind of like living in a snowy city. And I don't know, I thought that was kind of fascinating. But yeah. Oops. Okay. By the way, yeah, I assume you're, since you have arts at the end of, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're an artist too. Sorry, I need to like check out your streams. I haven't really been checking out anyone's streams this past week, so feel a little bit guilty about that. But what kind of things do you like to draw? That's what I need to ask. But yeah, I haven't been good about popping into other people's streams this week, just because I was like pretty mentally tired. Okay, I like drawing OCs. I've mostly been working on my comic lately and designing characters. I see. That's cool. Yeah, I've been thinking about designing more bird characters that are kind of like related to the flamingo OC, but haven't quite gotten around to that, like everything else. Okay, this eye is like really off. Okay. Yeah, I should probably structure some of these things a bit better. I think I gotta like okay. So I'm just gonna actually I'm gonna keep it a little bit stronger, and then I'll just make a separate layer, and I'll just draw over the face again with the white, because I need to develop this even further. So, you know, try to make the certain features a little more clear. Honestly, should probably take a break from the head pretty soon, so I don't focus on it too much. But how about I kind of use the liquefy tool real quick? Yeah, the greatest tool of Clip Studio, the liquefy tool. To give him more of a nose, move his mouth downwards a bit. But yeah, so I think I remember you mentioning that your comic isn't out yet on Dami's stream, but I'm not. It's been a little bit since then, so sorry if I'm wrong. You know, part of me likes the idea of making a webcomic myself, but I just don't have the time for that kind of thing, unfortunately. Yeah, there's still like a ton of stuff that I need to do, but or that I was like supposed to get done by the beginning of this month, that I just have not been doing. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna draw out his nose. Yeah, I have to write the script. Just about everything else is ready. I see. I wish you luck on the script writing. What do you plan for your story to be about? Or I guess what's your, like, concept? Thank you. You're welcome. Well, some characters that are featured in Season 1 need design stills. I see. That's fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I know that comics are like a ton of work. I think I tried like drawing comics on my, not necessarily online, but actually I probably did post a few comics online, but like long ago. But yeah, I don't really have a history in that like some others do. Jay, a crime syndicate leader, is striving to take down other mafia organizations with good morals. Now how good could those morals be for a crime boss? We'll find out. And also, hi, Dami. Hi, I'm working on stuff, but I have you on my phone. I see. Thank you for showing up. Right now I'm just sketching. And now everyone can see how messy my sketches actually are. But yeah, right now I'm kind of just working on the face for this dude. Also, I have just this quick piece. Kind of wondering if I should jump to the other piece so I can just take a little mental break. But those are nice sketches, lol. Thank you. But yeah, I'm like I have a very messy process, namely in the early stages. But yeah, I'm planning on this being a piece with line art, so hopefully the later stages go by a bit more quickly. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of putting the face down so I know what to do. I'm not sure how far I'll get the stream, but yeah, hopefully I can get the general sketch at least done. Okay. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of figuring out this face. Actually, I should probably figure out what direction he's looking at. Thinking like downwards, so I'm gonna try to mark out where the pupils should probably be, maybe. Actually, if he's looking this way, this part of the eye should actually be a little bit wider. But yeah, sorry to Jay, your concept sounds really cool. And thanks for the flamingo compliment. But yeah, I wish you luck on the comic creation. So I just kind of want to say a little bit, apparently, for the eyes, like, the part where the iris is actually, like, widens out a bit. So I didn't know that for, like, a long time, until, like, somewhat recently. Because, I think, like, sometime last year, I was kind of looking up tutorials about, making a live 2D model. So, real quick, I'm marking out, like, a curve. Because the iris is actually supposed to be, like, concave. I think that's the right term. Yeah, it's a little bit concave, so it should look... The pupil should look like it's being pushed in slightly. I'll have to, like, worry about the eyes later, though, because I feel like these aren't really looking all that great. Yeah, it's kind of... looks kind of rough, honestly. But you know what, old Mark? Also, he looks a little too cheery right here. I don't know, I don't think he was, like, supposed to look kind of looks like he's smiling. It's not really what I intended for him. I guess it technically wouldn't hurt to have a character showing joy in my art once in a while, but I was going for maybe a little more of a somber expression. But yeah, these eyes are going to need some work. Honestly, I'll, screw the pupil. I'm just going to black them in right now. Oh yeah, I found out recently too about the iris. I see. About the iris being concave. Yeah. I mean, I know that bit for a while, just because I used to read a lot of, like, tutorials on DeviantArt about drawing, like, certain DeviantArt and Tumblr, like, long ago, but yeah, the general thing about the iris, so about the eye widening, yeah, that one's partly new, so Yeah, I wasn't actually like convinced when I first heard about it, because I know some people like to do some crazy things with their live 2D models, but yeah, it was actually true, because I kind of like, you know, took a little video of myself on my phone and just kind of like moved my iris around, like looked in different directions. And yeah, like it was, yeah, it was proven to be true, so. So yeah, it's kind of fascinating. Okay. So I'm gonna mark up. By the way, the commercials break it. There's gonna be a ad break in a couple of minutes. So not a couple of minutes, so like in less than a minute, 30 seconds actually. I forgot to mention it earlier, so sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick around and just try to focus on the drawing. Okay. But yeah, so I do need to like block out his hair real quick, so I'm gonna start bring the rough sketch it back in, and I'm just gonna start sketching out the hair. So yeah, I'm not gonna take like a actual break right now just because it's so close. But yeah, so if you get blocked by the ads, see you soon. Maybe it's a good time to take a drink of water though. Hopefully my throat can hold out the stream. Yeah, I was having issues the last art stream that I did, so gotta be a little more careful about that. Okay, so maybe hide this real quick. Try to remember what I wanted to do. Okay. Okay, let's just hide this real quick. I still don't know how to time breaks. I'm guessing it's the countdown timer for under the pre-roll at the top of the Twitch stream editor. The breaks. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Oh my god, there's our 9 ads. I see. Yeah, I think you have to do it on like the actual stream manager. I'm sorry, Tommy. I'm sorry. Hold on. I probably stuck behind the ad wall. I'm just gonna... I'll communicate you with it how I can. Okay. 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 I'm just kind of making up a... Okay, so sorry. Okay, I'm just gonna actually talk again. I'm just trying to mess with some strands above the base strands. I like how it looks on other people's art, but I've never really gotten a good grasp on how that would look on my own work. So yeah, I'm just giving that a shot. Because it makes the hair look fluffier, which I like. Okay. Honestly, there should be a hand right here, so I'm just gonna make it flatter around here and fluff it back out. Okay. Are you guys back? But Tadami, you can control your ads in like the stream. I don't know about Stream Manager, but I don't use Streamlabs, by the way, just but in like the monetization tab in in the dashboard. I don't know. We are back. Okay, welcome back. Sorry. I don't know if you heard me what I was saying, but let me just look at my browser real quick. Okay, so in the monetization tab in the creator dashboard, so there's the ads, and you can like control how you time the ads. So, and there is like a minimum amount of ads that you can yeah, I think minimum is like the correct word. There's like a minimum amount of ads that you have to like apply to the stream, unfortunately, but yeah, you can kind of control how it's spread out. Yeah, I think that's where you like alter your ads, and you can also snooze the ads if you want to. But yes, I go there, but I'll have to go back into want sure how to see how they start. I see. Oh, wasn't sure how to see when they start. Okay. Yeah, I think so either you can like choose pre-roll ads, or ads that happen in the middle of the stream, or the ads that kind of like, sorry, I'm like blanking out. I need to actually get back to work. Sorry, everyone. And or you can do a mixture of both, but yeah, there does need to be like a certain amount of ads every hour, so you know, I try to like set it so there's I don't know if like this will make people mad at me or not, but I set it so that it's like all the ads kind of happen at once an hour, and I think it has to be like 30 minutes in, and then you have like the 1 hour patches, so yeah, it's kind of why there's like a big block of ads. It's just because I set it so there's like, it only happens like once an hour rather than like every 30 minutes. So yeah, and I try to align my actual like breaks along with that, so people aren't missing out too. People usually don't have to miss out on too much. But yeah, I thought it'd be better than just having like 1 minute ads every few minutes or whatever. Yeah, I wish I could have it be lower, but yeah. Okay. But yeah, so I see. Thank you. You're welcome. But yeah, I do kind of wish I could like get away with a few less, but yeah. You know, that's kind of just the method that I kind of seen other people mention too, because I did like find some streaming advice on other websites and whatnot here and there. Because I know a lot of people like wonder about that kind of stuff. But yeah, so okay, so sorry to anyone. Right now I'm just gonna block in the hair since and then I'll move on to the rest of the body again. Okay. But yeah, there should technically be a hand around here too, so. You know, I was thinking about trying new music today, but I decided not to take the risk. Yeah, it kind of drives me a little bit crazy how many like playlists will claim to be no copyright and then proceed to be copyright. So You know, maybe next week. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was considering playing a chill step today. I kind of just decided to go back to the same old, same old. But yeah. I feel like I was going to talk about something else, but I already forgot. So, or I forgot what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I think I got distracted by the ad break. I think it was something. No, I can't remember at all. And maybe I'll remember it later, but yeah. Okay. Okay. I guess I've been trying to design the other characters that are related to the Flamingo Man that I did, like, the Tuesday before last Tuesday. Michele. I don't really know. I think most of the drawings that I actually did was on paper, unfortunately, so I can't really show you what I've done. I did try to like draw out the swan guy, so you know, I was kind of planning on making a swan deck too. I actually did try to draw him digitally at first, but you know, when I actually like turned on the computer, a thunderstorm kind of like hit pretty hard, so it's like and it kept like our electricity kept going out and back in and out and back in, and I decided that it's probably a better idea to just not have the computer on right then. So yeah, I had to kind of quit and go back to traditional arts, which was kind of fun. I'd like to do more, I wouldn't hurt to do more traditional sketching, but I don't know how much you guys sketch traditionally, but I haven't done that in a long time, so yeah. Okay. But yeah, it might be fun to try doing that again sometime. I actually gotten like some traditional art supplies last winter. I was planning on doing more traditional art, but I never quite got around to it, so yeah, it's just that sometimes digital is just a lot easier, so I end up doing that instead of traditional. I don't sketch traditionally often, to be honest. Well, I see. Yeah, that's fair enough. It does kind of hurt to not have the right undo button or layers either, but you know, that kind of the actual like I'm not trying to like come up with the word tactile feel. Yeah, I was trying to say tactile, but I kept thinking of textile, which I know was wrong. Also, sorry I'm going so slow. I just keep getting them. I'm very like inefficient at drawing when I'm on stream. Okay, so let's sketch out a vest real quick. I think he's supposed to be wearing a cape too, so of course it's going to be covered in the vest. But hold on. I also should probably make his clothes a lot more messy. Just because he's undead and all that. Okay. Kind of just marking out where the other hand is. Okay. Mark out the chest with this club folding, or the fold. Okay. And I'm just giving him a kilt because I like the look of kilts. Not like the actual Scottish kilt. It's technically, you know, a skirt, basically. Yeah, I think it looks good. Okay. Okay, so, and I'll mark out the actual collar again. But also should probably mark out the shirt, so. And then I'll get the actual cloak done. Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, sorry, it's, there's a reason I don't sketch on stream. Like, there is a reason. You know, I was kind of considering adding a crane to this piece, but I felt like it wouldn't have fit, especially since this is supposed to be like a night scene, so. Apparently, not crane, but Huron. Apparently, Huron's actually like sleep in trees, so I would make sense because, you know, a predator would. It makes it harder for a predator to get to them. But yeah. Sorry, I'm just okay. Back to the art. Back to the art. Dang it. So yeah. Nope. Not what I wanted. Okay, mark this area out. And let's see. And we can kind of. I probably should have thought out this dude's design too. But it's like a. Screw it, dang it. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, and we will kind of go over this. So, and the cloak. Try to mark out the folds of that. Sorry, it's okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking at all. Oh man. But yeah, I'm drawing out the cloak right now. I'm gonna make it a bit darker too, so it's maybe a little more distinguished. And I'll start merging some of these layers together, so I can actually see what I'm doing again. Yeah. And I'll make this a chain. And I'll mark it out as a lighter color. Okay. But yeah, I know I just wanted a Dullahan character with and a swamp, so that's why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing right now. Probably could have came up with more of a story for this dude, to be fair. But I did not, so there we are. Yeah, but just mostly thinking about my birdmen. By the way, Dami, if you're still listening, do you have a favorite species of bird? Or do you not really think about the birds that often? Because, you know, I've gotten into a pretty good bird discussion the last art stream I did. That's a tough one. I see. I see. Yeah, there's a lot of bird options out there. I think crow just because I'm working on lore. I see. Oh yeah, I just realized I probably already asked you that. On a different stream. On your stream, actually. Whoops. Yep. And there's the little flowers. I see. But yeah, that's fair enough. I know a lot of people out there like those crows. You know, they're pretty well known for being really intelligent, so. Oh yeah, I think I remember what I wanted to say. Been trying to like you know, I've been looking through some of my, been trying to like find my really old art, because I've been technically I've been posting art online for like a very, very long time, like probably since middle school or even like elementary school. Because I used to be on this, there used to be a social media site for like KidSpot, but I actually posted some old art there like long ago. Fortunately, I think that website has been kind of erased from time, so I can't really retrieve anything from there. And I know the original files of from the family computer are like long gone, so. Because I know that the computer back then had to be like wiped multiple times, because you know, we'd get viruses on there, which really sucks, but yeah. So unfortunately, I think a lot of that stuff it's just gone. I know I still have like some sketchbooks from that period though, but I don't know where those are. Probably either like buried in my closet or under the bed. I did like find some stuff from like late middle school though, so. Sorry, this thumb is on the other side. Of course, it doesn't really look like a thumb, so I'll just pass it off as the pinky side. Okay, right now I'm just blocking in a hand, by the way. Blocking his hands in. You know, honestly, lately I've been trying to just let myself keep the hands a lot more simple. Or trying to let myself just draw simpler hands, because, you know, they stress me out a lot, so I just decided to dumb it down. But yeah, I found some really old artwork from that period, so. Yeah, believe it or not, I used to actually be into the Patelia fandom. So. But I was like very specifically in the Patelia State OC section of the fandom, which is kind of like very, very niche. Same, I see. Yeah, basically I made a... Well, like I did actually watch a little bit of the show. It's the weirdest part is that I did not actually engage with the original media all that much, so. But I did, I was just like very invested in people's fan characters is the thing, so. You know, including my own OC. But yeah, I had an OC based on Michigan, so. Because that's where I'm from. But yeah, I've been looking at some of my really old art, and I used to actually like work in MS Paint a lot of the time, but technically I also had Photoshop as well, but I don't think I got too deep. Or like I think depending on what I wanted to draw, I actually just use the MS Paint sometimes. The funny thing is, I feel like a lot of my art back then was actually like really cute, so. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know what section you were involved in with, but I feel like I assume you'd probably be more in the actual, like, main section of the fandom. Okay. Sorry, I just need finding the body layer. I'm just gonna, like... Oops. What? Oh, this is the eraser. Okay, I'm just gonna leave his stump as just a black space. But yeah. Okay. Love the grayscale so far, thank you. Yeah, this piece isn't necessarily meant to be grayscale, but this is just how I handle the sketching for like a lot of these more complicated pieces. Because it helps like separate where things are. So You know, originally I started doing that with the head, but then did it with other sections of the body, but okay, kind of wishing I did a little break during the ad section, not gonna lie. Just because starting to feel some physical urges. Okay, that sounds lewd actually when I say it like that. I need to use the restroom basically. Okay. I think I'll just start working on some of the background right now. So yeah. Let me just put this stuff or the main character in a folder real quick, and then I'll work on the environment a bit better. So okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know, I'm kind of thinking that I was just gonna like I know I was talking about doing more OC art, but yeah, now I'm just making another random character. But yeah, it's just kind of how I usually do this kind of stuff. Okay. Sorry, just kind of let's start working on the background. So this piece is actually meant to be pretty dark, like not like as in the actual like values in here. But right now it looks a little more or a bit lighter just because you know, it's a bit easier for me to see. But yeah, there's supposed to be like a little bit of light coming from the back area actually. So let me just kind of mark out the lighter section right here. You know, just try to keep the light source in mind and all that. Okay. Maybe that's a bit much in the light right here, but actually it might be okay. But yeah. Not entirely sure how I'll handle the light source, but you know, it'll probably be fine. So yeah, I'm just kind of marking it out at the moment. Okay. So yeah, I probably should keep that in mind as I do the sketching though. Usually dark sections usually the darker sections will have less detail than the lighter sections, so, or at least like the mid-tone sections. You know, if bright enough, then if the light's bright enough, then even the light sections will actually have a less color, or less detail, I should say. But this is mostly supposed to be like dark, so yeah. Okay. But yeah, so let's just mark out these darker areas. Basically just try and omit some of the detail, I guess I should say. Plus there's supposed to be a bunch of grass here too, now that I think about it. But yeah, we'll deal with that later. Okay, and of course I gotta mark out the light, so. Okay. You know, I think like this. I think swamps can be pretty fascinating environments. Kind of want to draw them more, but you know, that's basically just adding them to the giant list of things I need to draw more, so. Yeah, I guess I try not to worry about it too much. But yeah. Okay. Sorry, my brain is going blank again. It keeps doing that. Honestly, I think that's just how streaming goes at this point. Like, what am I doing? You know, I just kind of sit here and wonder what I'm doing again. Okay, let's just block this out. So maybe I can let myself go a little bit crazy with the line art for this piece. Because that's usually kind of fun. Basically have the water be kind of black. Or like I guess the water, or the really hard shadows be a part of the line art, I should say.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it, but I don't want you to be sad.
Okay.
I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all.
Alright. Okay. Alright, sorry. Okay, take another drink of my water, check the time. Okay, so, try to erase these, big parts right here, because these are supposed to be the cattails. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I've been thinking about trying to go on walks more, so. There's a lot of, marshy areas around here, so. You know, I'd like to take some walks around ponds and stuff. You know, let's try to see some, water birds. That'd be kind of nice. I was kind of hoping to see a bald eagle on my trip, because those are birds that tend to stick around water, but I didn't see any bald eagles. I already mentioned this earlier to Jay, but I did manage to see like a family of swans at some point, and a good few herons actually. So, because we were staying on the edge of Lake Huron, so that's one of the Great Lakes. And there was some marshland near us too, so plus a river. But yeah, it would be nice. I know that sometimes you can see swans around here, but I don't know I don't know where the best area to see swans would be. But yeah, I'll have to think about that later. Yeah, I know there's some. I know there's like a park near us that has like a river running through it, and I think might be some trails where it can walk along the water. I live a little more in the countryside, so yeah, we get those kind of environments. Sorry, I'm just gonna. My body's being kind of weird. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of marking out where some of these long grasses would be. Okay. Nah, I'll just have one cattail right here. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see some ducks at least. Of course, there were like, back to the vacation, there was actually like a ton of seagulls around. So, you know, as you would expect on a beach, but yeah, that was mostly what I saw. Apparently, we were actually close to a nesting ground for like a species of sounds relaxing, yeah. But yeah, there's like this little species of those birds that kind of walk around the ground. Not the ground, but those birds that kind of like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry, there's Also, I think this playlist started on a weird part. I'm just gonna check that real quick. That's fine. You know what? Screw it. It's not too close to the end. Okay, sorry. You know what? I'll just, like, look it up real quick. You know, those Piper birds, maybe? Piper bird. They run along the beaches, and they kind of... There's a Great Lakes version that kind of has a nesting ground near the place we were staying at, and I was kind of hoping that maybe I could, like, see some chicks running around, just because, you know, it was close to that time of the year, but I didn't see any of them, so... Honestly, we're not really supposed to be close to those anyway, but yeah. Hold on. Yeah, these things, so... Yeah, these little sandbirds, essentially. But I didn't see any of them, so... I was kind of hoping to, but yeah. But yeah, I got to, I guess, talking a little bit more about some of the things I did. I got to walk along up here a couple of times, so that was nice. It was actually, like, really hot when we were down there, so... You know, I tried to stick around the bodies of water so it can cool off a bit. And I got to... The second time I went down, it was actually the golden hour, I think, and got to see into the water and see all these, like, little fishies coming around. There's always next time. I guess that's true. Yeah, if we ever come back. But I'll probably come back. It's not like absurdly far away from where I live. Like, enough to basically be a vacation, but yeah, it's not too far away. Sorry, I'm, like, blanking out again. I'm just trying to draw some... Trying to figure out my shadow areas. And went quiet again. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about how I saw a bald eagle, and I think sometime on Easter. And I'm kind of wondering if it's actually, like, more likely to be found around me than over there, but I don't know. I guess I thought there'd be some eagles around the Great Lakes, but you know, I'm not sure if eagles actually like big bodies of water or not. But I know they live on the edge of Alaska, so there's, like, a ton of eagles over there. It's not like I'm necessarily super passionate about eagles, but I just think they're cool. Okay. I think it's time to work on a more official sketch. This isn't going to be the final sketch, but yeah. At least I don't think it will, but I usually do a couple of sketch passes. So, no, just try to figure out the kinks. So, but yeah. I was kind of thinking about how I haven't seen any geese in a while. Of course, they're probably just next to the ponds and stuff, but I feel like I've been seeing a ton of geese during spring. But yeah, they're probably just close to ponds because of the heat. We're sort of thinking it's the same thing with robins, but it's possible that they're just kind of living closer or hanging out closer to the beach. Not the beach, deeper in the forest, I should say. But yeah, I remember seeing a ton of geese around my workplace this spring. There was actually like a family of geese that were kind of like walking across the road one morning. Felt kind of worried about them because, you know, it's kind of a crazy place to walk across. It's not a small road. It's a pretty big road. But yeah, I had to like stop completely so they can like waddle across the street. Like, yeah, I couldn't really stop for them because I had to get to work. Yeah, I usually I usually have a pretty limited amount of time to get to work because I have morning shifts. And I say that as someone who's a night owl, so you know, I probably like 20 minutes to get to work before I have to like rush in and all that. But yeah, I'm a first shifter, so I have to wake up early. You know, one thing I kind of miss about my old position is seeing the animals. I was kind of thinking about that yesterday because it's about that time of year when the praying mantises come up, and yeah, I cannot wake up early. Yeah, it's definitely a struggle. You know, when I originally moved inside, I was thinking like maybe I could try to start working earlier at some point so I can get all the important stuff done. But because you know, it's a lot easier in the first thing, and the job's a lot easier first thing in the morning rather than later. But I just don't think I can do it. Like I'm having a hard enough time with 7 o'clock. But yeah, that's just kind of my experience so far. Hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna try and work a little bit more on these eyes real quick. Okay. So kind of sharpen the shapes a wee bit. And I'll try to... almost forgot the eyelashes. I usually prefer to add eyelashes underneath the eyes. Also should probably fix these eyes a bit more, but oops. I'll do that when I like draw more of the face. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of trying to remember what I'm doing. Trying to remember how to draw, basically. I have not drawn very much this past week. Just been like I've been sketching, as I said before, but yeah, I'm just been like really worn out despite the vacation. But I think I just kind of need to get back into the flow of things as well. I'm gonna draw a bit more of these lips real quick. Also, I might, yeah, you know, I just been a lot of leisure attack. Yeah, I don't have a ton of excuses just because I've mostly been doing leisurely stuff. Or just lying around, to be honest. But, you know, maybe it doesn't hurt to take August a bit more easy. Take the month of August a bit more easily. Oh my god, I can't speak. A bit easier, I should say. Especially with Art Fight last month. Okay, how about I just draw out these eyebrows real quick and then I'll start working on the eyes a bit. Like, it doesn't look horrible if it's, if you think about the entire image, but I don't know, it just looks a little off. Like, maybe a little bit of, ofness doesn't hurt with an art piece, but, like, nothing needs to be perfect and all that. Honestly, it probably gives a little more energy, but, yeah. Just try to figure it out. You know, I'll be fine. Hopefully, maybe. After a stretch, of course. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna start sketching out the hair. Probably start thinking about the lines and the placement of the hard shadows, too. So. Since I'm going to be quite a bit planning on, like, applying some pretty heavy line art on this piece. Okay. Okay. By the way, have you been watching any, what kind of anime have you guys been watching lately? Sorry, I'm just trying to, been really, not the best at chatting today, so. I've been watching a few shows. I need to watch Dawn the Dawn too. I see. Yeah, that's yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not the best about watching second seasons. I've been following, like, this season though, but yeah, with other anime, I'm not the best about that. Admittedly, though, sometimes it doesn't hurt to wait rather than getting hit with cliffhangers every single week, but admittedly, I think these past couple of episodes have been a little bit slower, but it seems like we're getting back into the seeing a little more action. We'll probably be seeing more action next week. Like, it doesn't hurt to have a few slow episodes, but yeah, I've been yeah, just been yearning for a little more action, admittedly. But yeah, admittedly, the character development is a big part of this anime, so I don't necessarily mind a bit some slower moving parts. Especially with how intense the first part of the season was. But yeah. Okay. Okay, I feel like this guy's coming out looking kind of cute. You know, a bit of a cutie, I guess. Okay, I should probably work on the hands before I get too deep into anything else. Yeah, it's a really bad habit of mine. It's just ignoring the hands until it's too late. Oops. Snooping. Kind of just mark out the... sort of like imply certain areas, so... Yeah, okay. Like this. As I said before, I'm trying to take it a bit easier with the hands, so... Okay. I guess I'll mark out the irises. Yeah, I'm considering giving this dude some glowing eyes, just because to give it a little more of a monster boy feel, but we'll see. Okay, let's just get to work then. Okay, give him nice big puppy sleeves. Okay. Sorry, I'm just keep zooming in and out. Okay. Give a few more flyaways here and there. Okay. I got a little figuring of a hummingbird on my trip, so doesn't really necessarily have too much related to the beach or anything, because I've been trying to be a little more careful with my spending, so I didn't really get too many souvenirs, but I did get a few. But yeah, I thought the hummingbird statuette was pretty cute, so I considered getting a flamingo statuette, but I kind of decided against it. To be honest, I'm not really big on getting actual like souvenirs. But of course, it might be a little more dangerous once they go to the zoo, because I do like I do like animal themed stuff. Because we should probably be going to the zoo sometime this next week, hopefully. Yeah, I can't believe it's already like halfway through August. Like, what happened to the month? Dang it. Sometimes I gotta splurge and little fishies. I guess that's true. I don't know. The problem is the last month has been kind of brutal on my finances, just because of I had to like register my car and then renew my license and all that. Yeah, time flies by. Yep, definitely. Yeah, I feel... Oh, oof. Yeah. I feel a little bit bad because there's like a ton of stuff that I was supposed to get done at the beginning of August, but I did not do. Yeah, like I was supposed to get vegan started up, so sorry about that. I'm just not sure what to like post for the terms of service and the services. I tried looking up some tutorials, but it just feels like the tutorials that they give me is just like about the general stuff and not the... Feels like a lot of the tutorials they give me is just about like general setup and not like how to specifically set up the services, so... Because I was planning on doing setting up a service for for like lined pieces and then paintings, and maybe some like Fujitech icons, but I think I need to like come up with more examples for the Fujitech icons, but so probably was considering giving away a few free icons, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. I know you gave me the code and everything. I still plan on doing it, it's just need to figure things out. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about commissions too. Like, I think I have an idea of what I want for my prices and all that. No, no, you're good. You think take your time. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I just haven't been that motivated this month. So yeah, I think after our fight, it crashed. I kind of crushed a little bit. So I guess that happened last year too. But it hasn't. It honestly, the crash out hasn't. I guess it's not really a crash out, but just like a kind of got tired. But admittedly, it's not as bad as it was last year. I think I like barely did any. Actually, didn't do anything on last August, so I am in a better place, admittedly. But yeah, I have like a ton of goals I just haven't been doing. By the way, I'm not sure if you actually seen the flamingo yet, so my flamingos see. So I'll just flash them real quick. Honestly, I think the ad break is going to be coming up pretty soon, so. Okay. Yeah, the ad break is coming in 5 minutes, so. I think in a couple of minutes I might just go on my actual break and probably take a, get more drinks and, pee break. Oh, nice. Thank you. But yeah, he's kind of a pretty boy. Originally, he's supposed to be a bit shorter, like how I normally draw my characters, but I decided to kind of stretch him out a bit. Because, flamingos are have very long necks and very long legs, so yeah. Probably try to capture that in his build a little bit. Also, I drew his little baby. It's got a little baby. And I kept it really simple because I'm not very good at drawing babies. I'll be here working on my off as well. And yes, it came out wonderful. Thank you. Oh yeah, and there's also a second piece. I might like the you might like the second piece, but I'm not sure. But yeah, thank you. Okay, where is he? Actually, probably. Okay. Yeah. Oh, my stuff. Oh, my stuff. Oh my god, autocorrect, yeah. Yeah, sounds like you're going to be doing a lot today, so I should be able to pop in for a while, hopefully. Unless something comes up, but yeah, here's the other piece of mine. I wrote to everyone that this is just a whip, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to work on it more, but yeah, a little bit of he's fire, thank you. Yeah, like I make a new OC and then suddenly just immediately make a spicy draw a spicy picture of him, but whoops. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna go on my break or about now, so I'll be back soon. 5 to 10 minutes usually, but yeah, so I'll be back. Okay, turn off the mic and enjoy the break. Thank you. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, I got a few drinks, I got I got a treat. I remembered to plug in my Twitch, and because I might be doing a little bit of gaming, maybe. Not for like streaming, but sorry, you probably hear the unwrapping, but eating a little protein bar so I don't starve to death. But yeah, and of course I almost forgot to put my beer in the fridge, so I managed to remember that. So yeah, my little shanty. I still have a couple left, so I do think I'll be going back to my original beer though after I run out, just because they're good, but they're not like top tier or anything. But yeah, thank you, Dami. Okay, so let me just take a little bite. And the flavor of my protein bar is oatmeal raisin. So I know it's not a very popular flavor, but you know I do enjoy oatmeal raisin stuff. You know, a nice bite of cinnamon and a nice bite of the raisiny taste. Yeah, I don't know if you guys like oatmeal raisin, but I'd say it's a pretty solid tasting thing. But yeah, I did originally mean to get chocolate protein bars, but you know there wasn't any there, so or they ran out of that one specifically. So unfortunately, I had to choose something else. But yeah, what I have right now isn't too bad. I also got yesterday after work, I tried to buy some water flavoring, like those little Mio squirt thingies. I got one of those, and I decided to try out a new flavor because, you know, the specific one I wanted was also, you know, not there. So, you know, I wanted to get more of the orange tangerine, but there was no orange tangerine. So, and honestly, it's okay. It's the one I got is blood orange hibiscus. So, you know, I thought it sounded pretty fancy, but it just kind of tastes like Smarties, to be honest. So, but yeah, not the end of the world. It's pretty decent, at least. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah. So yeah, that's what's on my palette right now. And of course I got more coffee and all that stuff. Okay. Okay, sorry. I'm just kind of zoned out. And let's just go ahead and mark this. So right now I am going to try and you know, fill in the water areas, because as I said before, I'm gonna like have the water be a part of the line art. So because I want to go heavy with it today. Of course, I forgot to mark out the lily pads. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, when I put the actual original sketch back on, it looks kind of insane. I feel like I should probably practice drawing more mangroves. Because as I was saying, I'm kind of fascinated with the swamp biome, but you know, I'm not very good about drawing certain things. But yeah, mangroves are pretty interesting. It's just I feel like I don't depict them that well. Also, I don't like the placement of these pads right here, so hold on. Try to consider the composition, so I'll probably put hold on. Trying to, yeah, maybe I can like put more of focus on this area, so. Still have one over here. Okay. And I have some buds coming out of the water. Because I just remembered that this piece is supposed to have a ton of vegetation in it. You know, recently I watched a video about the African jacana, and you know, it was the video took place in a pond, and I was thinking that the pond in that video was like super beautiful. So, like, I think it's one of the first things that come up for the African jacana. So, I was talking about it last stream, but you know, that specific species of bird, it's actually there was actually a picture of it floating around back in the day. So, like, I think before AI took over, there's like this picture of a bird with like a ton of legs coming out of it, and people were like freaking out about it because they didn't know why there was like all these legs coming out. But yeah, that's the African jacana, and the reason why there's so many legs coming out of it was because of the babies. So yeah, it holds like its little babies under its wings, so, which is actually like pretty cute, so not horrifying at all. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to marking out the trees. So. Okay, hopefully I can get some interesting shapes out here. Yeah, now AI just makes the stuff all the time, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like most people who look at that photo now is just like probably assumes that it's just not real. Unfortunately. But yeah, maybe I can just like look up the photo for you so you can see what I'm talking about actually. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm just shoving my protein bar in my mouth. Hold on. Coffee. And but yeah, here's the picture I was talking about. So you see all these like little legs poking out. And people are like wondering if it's like an eldritch creature or not. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I can kind of see like the little chick butts sticking out. But yeah, supposedly there's like 4 holding out. Or this guy's like carrying 4 babies. I mean, it does look creepy. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know, it just, when you just picture a bunch of little babies in there, though, it's just like, it's a lot less creepy. Of course, like they do have like comically big feet, the babies do. Yeah, like these big, like these teeny tiny babies and then like big ass feet. But yeah, they evolved to walk around on lily pads, which is why their feet look like that. So yeah, it's very goofy. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I'll get back to work. I just have to stop and share the bird facts. Bird facts. Doo-doo. Okay. Let's start getting more of a... Oh my god, sorry. Tree roots in here. Okay. Huh? Uh-oh. No, it's fine. Hopefully. I don't know why that was a separate layer. Okay. Like, what is going on with my tree? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Being, like, quiet again. I just try to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, and this, should be a bit thinner over here. Then I will mark off the edges. A little bit awkwardly shaped, admittedly. Okay. So yeah, I'm just trying to concentrating a little bit. You know, concentrate, focus mode. Hold on. I have something. Come on. Okay, it's not on my head. Hold on. Yay. Haven't pulled this bad boy out in a long time. Probably because it was meant for the PNG model, not the VTuber model. Yeah. As you can see by the fact that it's not following my head, but you know, just kind of floats here. It's a ghost cap. Kind of just floats around. Okay. Alright, check on flight. Yeah, hopefully this comes out alright. Kinda looks like a mess right now. Okay. All right. Yeah, right now I'm just blocking in all these darker areas, so. All right. All right. Let's get the rest of this watery area. Okay. Yeah, sorry if my stream seems a little bit boring. I'm not really sure how to make art. Honestly, I have no idea how to be entertaining, so. kind of just have to watch me doodle, essentially. Alright, so I'm just gonna fill this in a little bit. Just remembered I probably should add some of these. That lily pads have a little opening in them. Okay, how about here too? And I'm kind of trying to be subtle, or be a little bit subtle with where these are pointed. Maybe. Oh, maybe not. It's not that great. Okay. But it was kind of trying to make it look like it's pointing towards the figure, so. Or at least like the flow of the composition. I feel like it'd be kind of weird looking if they all pointed the same direction though, so, you know, I tried to make it a little more varied. And I'll save the rest of my bar for later, so I'm gonna take a sip of my Smartie water and then start attacking the coffee before it goes cold. But yeah, right now I'm just starting to work on the other tree right here. But yeah, I feel like I'd probably be doing more if I did this off stream, or that the composition might be a bit better. But I guess it's going better than I thought it would. So there's that. But yeah, I definitely take my time, or take a little more time normally. Okay. We've got these roots coming. All right. Just taking a moment to stop and observe. Okay, and I'll just do this other tree real quick. Kind of overlapping the figure a little bit, so yeah. So originally this was going to be my composition, by the way, for those who don't. I don't think I showed anyone this yet, but you know, this was what I was going to do this morning, but you know, I thought maybe it was a little bit boring, or that it could be a bit more interesting at least. Like, I realized that the last Doulahan image that I made is actually looking straight onto the character, like this one, so I wanted to try and do something different. You know, I didn't want these two images to be a little too close together. Okay. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and put down this other tree. Yeah, I feel like my sinuses are fighting me again today. I don't know why it does that. Maybe I should look something up. Oh, shoot. Okay, sorry. BRB. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. I needed to get my brother's package, so thankfully I didn't miss it. But yeah, okay, I'll just text him real quick to tell him that it's that the package is here. Just yeah, I was a little bit worried about missing that, but you know, I managed to not. You know, I figured the dog would like bark at max volume. Like, don't know if you guys heard that, but yeah, Micah was barking at max volume, so thankfully I was able to get it. Okay, no idea what the package is supposed to be, but you know, it's not my package, so yeah, I'll probably see it later. But yeah, he was being loud. Kind of had to like pull him back a bit so he doesn't. But he's like really barking. You know, I don't really want to be the household where that gets avoided by the mail people, so, or the delivery people. I don't think we usually have to sign anything for the normal. Actually, maybe sometimes we do. Yeah, I think sometimes we do, because I think back in like years ago, I had a package that I needed to pick up myself, because pick up from the post office. Because basically I had to like wait months and months and months to get that package. But then I guess the people at the post office kind of decided that I needed to be there to actually get it. So because of just how long that package took. Yeah, it was a little doll dress, so. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm back to filling this in. I'm gonna make sure okay. Sorry, just checking on OBS. All right. So we start blocking this in. Okay. Strengthen the lines from here. Okay. All right. And I'll probably erase little bits of it to indicate a highlight on the water. There is technically supposed to be a little bit of light from behind. Yeah, hopefully I can handle the night scene. Or hopefully I can do a decent job, I mean to say, for the night scene. Because I think I tend to have a harder time when there's not, like, bright lights around. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah, the mysterious background glow. I don't have a logical explanation for it, but yeah, I'll be back there. Okay, let's I guess not too bad. I realized I forgot to mark out some areas though, so. Okay. Alright. Let's do the rest. Nope, that's not what I meant to hit. Okay, this one. Okay. So it's got his hilt drawn on. It's not very good sketch right here. Maybe put a little more effort into his button things. And marking out the hem. Honestly, let's go ahead and add a little more detail down here. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to think about what to do next. So we got this other tree. So mark this out. Okay. Yeah, and the grass is going to be blacked out too, so. I'll just, except for the ends of the cattails, so. You know, I don't remember if cattails count as a grass or not. I mean, I think they do, but, you know, I could be wrong. You know, I don't always think about it, but, you know, grass can get, like, really, really tall. Kind of impressive when it's, like, super tall like that. But yeah, I did see, like, a lot of really tall grass on during the trip, so. I also have my canvas that's been flipped for, like, 8 years, so. Treating it back. Yeah. Okay, so marking this up. You know, I might actually just jump into the line art after this. I feel like the general figure looks okay with it though, with the current line art. But let's see. Also, I just need to like check out look at a cattail reference real quick, because I forgot what they look like exactly. Specifically, I want to know it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, specifically, I need to know if they have a nib or not. They do have a nib, sort of. I guess it's a little bit more than just a nib. Able to boop and boop. Okay. Oops. Trying to get back to Stream Manager, so okay, back to OBS. Wait, is things still like functioning? Okay, it still looks like I'm functioning, so sorry, I was suddenly concerned. Okay. Anyways, let's just get some grass in here. And sounds like the music stopped. Oops. Oh, no, it's back. Okay. All right. Just gonna add a little more chaos, maybe. No. Okay, how about here? A little bit longer so it doesn't look like a tangent, but okay. So the line art for the background is still pretty messy, but not too bad. Yeah, make sure I got everything. I did not get everything. Okay. I'm just gonna mark this part out. And I gotta deal with the blade and hand right here. Just kind of keep it simple, so hold on. Just gonna get the stuff down here. By stuff, I mean the ends of his hair. Okay, zoom back out. Hide the original sketch. Okay. Probably see if I can add a little more loose hairs, maybe. Maybe this one? Oh, no, no. Probably a little bit too close to his Okay. Honestly, the eyes still look a little bit off, so probably lift up one. Yeah. Probably kind of have to go back and forth a lot for this. So. Hopefully I don't mess up his eyes too much. Sometimes the shape of it can be a bit wrapped. Okay, it's fine. Also, hello, Baptist Star. I love the hat. Thanks. Oh, yeah. You mean the... Sorry, I got confused for a second. I thought you meant the... and the P's, but yeah, I realized you mean the focus hat. My focus cap, I mean. But yeah, hello, Baptist Star. How's your day going? I'm just drawing this dude right here. Let me flip the canvas real quick. I'm actually about to jump into the line art, so... Actually, I think. Hold on. Might add a little bit more darkness down here. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit more detail. I almost forgot to do that. Oh, actually, yeah. Shoot. Hold on. We got this detail right here. Just draw out the little chain. Okay. That might be fine. Maybe. Yeah, I'll probably be okay. My day is fine, just drawing a ghost. I see. What kind of ghost are you drawing? Yeah, I see, a fellow ghost. Yeah, I hope your drawing goes well, and I'm glad your day is going fine. My day has been okay so far. Nothing too exciting or anything, but... You know, just been kind of chilling a little bit. Honestly, it's been I haven't really done much of a... I haven't really done all that much this, week in general. Or last week either, to be honest, but... Oops. Sorry, I need to set up a lining layer, so let's name this layer lining real quick. A candlehead ghost, so that's cool. Kind of makes me think of that one Pokemon. Like, isn't there a Pokemon that's supposed to look like a chandelier? I don't know. I didn't really grow up playing. I didn't grow up playing Pokemon, so I'm not super familiar with what actually happens, or the characters, I should say. But I did hear about some of the Pokemon in that game, so yeah. I think most of the experience I actually have is just listening to other people talk about Pokemon, and also I played a little bit of Pokemon Go when I was still going. I never got that deep into Pokemon Go, though. Litwick, yeah, that one. The Pokemon did inspire him. I see. I can't wait to see what he looks like. You know, I saw your Loch Ness girl in Blue Sky, so yeah, hopefully I'm able to see him too. You got some fun character designs from what I've seen, so yeah. Okay. Yeah. I feel like there's a decent amount of spooky characters going around this August. Augustween. Ha ha ha. I don't know, I guess okay, I guess it wasn't that many ghostly characters, but I guess I was just mostly thinking about my Dullahan right here, so. I still need to, like, draw something kind of summary. I don't think I've done that, actually. Technically, this dude is supposed to be one of the summary drawings, because it's... I was planning on a piece with some fireflies floating around, and technically there's supposed to be some fireflies that I'm going to add later on, but it doesn't really have that much of a summer vibe, I'll be honest. Yeah, and I guess like half of the month just kind of disappeared randomly, so at least it feels that way to me. So yeah, I haven't really been doing anything. I haven't been very productive this month, so I mean it's better than last year. I don't think I actually did anything last year on August, but because Art Fight kind of cooked me last year, but yeah, I think I've just been kind of a little bit off my game thanks to the vacation, but yeah. It can be spooky summer. True. That's indeed. Maybe some beach time horror stories. A lot of drowned ghost and all. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, so. Sorry, I've been kind of quiet today just because I've been, I don't usually, let's just say I don't do sketching on stream for a reason. But yeah, I finally at the line art stage, so. Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking about, like, my vacation. There was a shop that was selling, like, some books on local mysteries and ghost stories in Michigan, so. Because I sometimes see those kinds of books around, but I didn't really get any, because I've been trying to be a little more careful with my money. But yeah, it's, you know, I've been kind of brutalized by July since, due to all the, like, all the payments that I needed to make. So, yeah, trying to be a little bit careful. Plus, I still plan on doing other stuff this month, too. So, I'm still kind of considering the county fair, but also I'm going to be going to the zoo, hopefully sometime next week. So, that's the main thing that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, going to the zoo, seeing all the animals. Hopefully it won't be too hot that day either, because I know it was very hot this last weekend here. Like, pretty consistently in the 90s, so. And for anyone who uses Celsius, 90 degrees is hot, so. Yeah, hot degrees Celsius, that's... I can't do conversions in my head. Like, oh dear God, degrees Celsius. Okay, so I'm just kind of working on the nose right now. I don't think I got the nose right. Hopefully I don't hate this when I look at it again, because I usually try to have some time between the main sketch and this, but honestly I finished the sketch a lot faster than I thought I would. I'm usually pretty slow slow at art, so it tends to take more time. I guess you can consider this piece maybe a 3-hour piece so far, because I obviously was doing some sketching beforehand, but since I figured that today would be a sketching stream, I thought I may as well just wait to add more of the details. Okay, so right now I'm trying to work on his collar. Okay. But yeah, so I guess talking a bit more about what I've been doing in earlier August, I've been trying to look at more art, trying to study and think about what I want to do. Because sometimes it stopped. Oh no. Oh god. Did the stream pause? Okay, sorry, seemed like the connection to chat kind of died for a second. Got kind of scared. Let me just check on check the browser properly. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I don't know, it's, yeah, 4-1 sacked, but we are here. Okay. Yeah, I thought it might have been actually, like, paused the stream fully, but let me just peek again. I just kind of hate it when my VODs get split apart, because, I know it's not that big of a deal normally, but, I kind of just prefer it to be nice and clean. But it's better than, like, completely breaking off. I had those problems a lot, like, last April. I don't know if you guys remember that, but my streams kept going out, like, a lot. Knock on wood, knock on wood. Okay. Alright. But yeah, it's just a little hiccup. Oh. Just a little hiccup. Hopefully. Maybe. Yeah, I think I talked about this earlier, but things were going kind of crazy last Wednesday, so. But that was just because there was a storm going on, and that's more of a electrical issue than a Wi-Fi issue. No, it wasn't Wednesday. It was actually a Tuesday. Sorry. Kind of forgot for a second. Because I was really very slow to do anything last Tuesday. So when I finally got on the computer to try and practice drawing, or like to make concepts for my character, for my swan dad. Swan dad. Things kept yeah, I talked about this earlier, but the power kept going out, so I had to kind of stop and do it traditionally. There's a little bit of that concern that the computer might get messed up. I don't know if that kind of thing would actually happen, but better safe than sorry. Oh my god. Also, it's just annoying, because, especially with the double monitor setup. Okay, so let me just, Alright, so right now I'm just kind of doing a very simple line art for the head right now, so. Because I try to add more of the line weights after the initial pass. Unless it's in areas that are less of the focus, but yeah. So, let's just do his hand real quick. Okay. So, but yeah, so, going off topic, I was actually thinking that earlier that maybe I could that maybe earlier I should do some bird studies, because I don't think I don't know how many of you saw this earlier, but hold on. You know, I did a little sketch up of flamingo, so you know, I just thought it might be fun to do like studies and all that. No, stop and practice and all that. Yeah. First, I was kind of talking about on Blue Sky. I was sort of talking about like stopping and trying to relearn the fundamentals a little bit. No, stop, just kind of process my artwork and all that. I don't know. Maybe I can ask around about some advice of what I could work on, but I'm not really sure where to go for that. I considered Reddit, but I don't really like asking for critiques on Reddit, to be honest. Well, maybe I can do it on Blue Sky. Okay. Oops. But yeah, maybe I could work on my perspective a bit more. You know, I heard about something called 5-point perspective, which is kind of like a bit like 4-point, but at least the results kind of look like that. But maybe just it wouldn't hurt to kind of practice something like that. Yeah, doesn't seem like it's as bad as it sounds initially in terms of difficulty, but you know, if I try doing a more serious piece, then it's probably gonna be a bit of a nightmare. Okay. But yeah, maybe just look at my perspective a bit more, maybe some of my forms. Maybe just practice animals, you know. Animals and wings and all that. Who knows? I mean, there's still a sunflower art piece that I want to work on. Oh yeah, so also recently I discovered a plant called the cup plants, which is a very, very tall plant. Like, I think it's supposed to be a grassland flower, but I thought they were like sunflowers at first because they were like absolutely giant. You know, could have been like 8 feet tall or 10 feet tall. But yeah, one of the spots that we stopped at had that plant. It was like really impressive looking. Okay. Okay, I feel like the people looks okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna mark out the eyelashes. And I'm just letting this dude have maybe a few more wrinkles. A little more tired looking, maybe. At least under his eyes, yeah. Alright, and then we can mark out the eyebrows real quick. Okay, it just dawned on me that I don't know how I'm gonna like color this piece. Oh well. Of course, I imagine that the shadows would be so dark that that the specific colors might not be matter too much, but who knows? Well, but anyways, we'll just have to see when we get there. I was thinking about like the background between the trees. That could be like a cyan color. Like some flavor of cyan, so. use that as a starting point. I mean, it's basically a forest at night, so... You know, some greens, some purples. Blue, as I said before. And I think this character would probably be mostly wearing black. So, yeah. I guess the main thing I'm kind of wondering about is maybe his hair color, but might just make him blonde. Okay. Okay. So, adding these, wrinkles. And, yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna... Nah, okay. I'll worry about this later, but... Technically, there should probably be more wrinkles on this, fluffy part of his shirt. I feel like that'd be a good idea, but yeah. Also, it looks like there's another ad break coming, so... I guess this past hour kind of flew by, didn't it? Kind of wondering if I should take a break or not. I don't really need more coffee or anything, is the thing. Okay. Sorry, just trying to decide on what to go work on next. I'll work on his vest real quick. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna mark this part out. Okay. And work on this cloak a bit too. Try to make it look halfway decent, hopefully, maybe. Okay. Let's fill this in. Not fill it in, but make this part. And I'll do our first fill in real quick. So, boop. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it so it's kind of pitch black. So, cool. Okay. Kind of wonder how different people might handle their Doulahan stunts now that I think about it. Some people do kind of crazy things with it. I don't know, I mostly just think of Salty from Durarara. I think that's the name of the show. But I don't know if you guys heard of that show, but like, there's this Doulahan character named Salty, and she has basically like these shadow powers, so I don't know, I thought that character was like really cool. You know, I considered making a Doulahan OC that kind of has like ash powers, maybe. Like the ash comes from the stump. I've also seen some art on Google that has like a sort of this glowing green liquid flowing from one Doulahan character. I thought that was like a pretty interesting idea. So. I know that also in like my previous Doulahan art, I had the character and they're kind of oh my god, that has this like a red liquid flowing from it that's not blood. So just to be clear, but it's supposed to kind of represent the elixir of life, so that's why it's red. Because that character was supposed to be inspired by some of the themes of alchemy, so I forgot what the process for that one is called, but the stages of the elixir of life, I think. The black, white, yellow, and then red. He was also very much inspired by Bloodborne, so. Actually, I took some pretty heavy inspiration from one of the designs from Bloodborne, so. Obviously, I didn't want to like copy it exactly, but yeah. Ugh. Okay. Also, the ad break is about to start, so see you guys soon. You know what? Let me fill up my water real quick. I'll do that. Ugh. Just forgot to turn off the mic, or I guess I should say mute it, but it's fine. Okay, back to the art stream. Okay. Yeah, I was just taking a drink of water. Okay. So I'll just get back to the line art right here. So, and I'm just letting the lines here be a lot bigger, just because it's some of the less important sections. But all right. Also wondering when I should stop the stream. It's only been like 2.5 hours. So I'm kind of surprised about that. But I don't want the stream to be too short necessarily, just because I haven't been streaming all that much lately. As you guys know, I haven't streamed in like a week, but over a week actually. But at the same time, I don't want to like kill my throat, so we'll have to see. I think maybe 3.5 hours might be a safe bet. Maybe. Not too short, not too long. Yeah, 3.5 hours might be okay. Okay. And the ad break is about to end, so. All right. Okay, so welcome back everyone who's been stuck behind the stuck in ad hell. I just, not much happened. I just kind of ran off to refill my water completely. It was only like half empty, but I figured I should probably do that, especially since I'm done with the coffee. At least for now. But Yeah, I figured I should have chilled out with the caffeine, so. Sorry. But I was just kind of rambling to myself about when to cut the streams, so. I oh, sorry, oh my god. Air, okay. Yeah, I didn't want to end the stream too quickly, but I was thinking like maybe 3.5 might be a good bet. I don't know, I thinking about that, that's probably when the next ad break will happen, so. So maybe a little bit longer / shorter. I guess I should probably just focus on finishing the line art here, so. Yeah, I guess when I'm done with the line art, then I'll probably just end the stream, so. And then I can continue this piece on Tuesday, so. Yeah, that way I have time to work on other stuff, so. Like, as I said before, I still want to do a sunflower piece. Or an art piece that's, like, themed around sunflowers, so. But yeah. Okay. Also, just so I can figure out the colors, too. So you guys don't have to see me think. Realize how, like... Yeah, sometimes I feel a little embarrassing about how slow I can be, so... Yeah, I'll just, do the base colors off stream, and then I can render it on stream. Probably do that in maybe another piece as well. You know, I kind of want to do a flamingo-themed piece now, too. I don't know how many people kind of see flamingos as a summery thing, but I guess I do kind of think about, like, summer with flamingos. Not sure why. I guess you do tend to see a lot of flamingo floaties here and there. Plus flamingo lawn ornaments and all that. I actually saw like a good few like flamingo things on my vacation, which is kind of funny because we don't really have a lot of I mean, we have like 0 flamingos actually in Michigan, so if you don't count the zoos. You know, it's like because it's a freezing cold state, but yeah. Speaking of flamingos, I remember like a few years back, I went with the zoo with my brother and father because we were down in Tennessee to visit our family for Thanksgiving. But we kind of went to the zoo one of those days, and there was we saw like an entourage of a few flamingos, and then with like zookeepers surrounding them, like walking down the path, which is kind of funny. Not really sure why they were doing that, but obviously they were trying to move the flamingos. But yeah, I just kind of that kind of stuck out to me. So okay. But yeah. You know, I think we were talking about visiting an aquarium as well, but I don't think that one has necessarily been confirmed. But you know, with the thing with aquariums, you don't necessarily need to go in the summertime to see them. So, you know, considering that they're usually indoors, so yeah. But apparently there's a pretty cool aquarium here in Michigan, so I don't know though. Usually when I talk about aquariums, I'm thinking about the one in the Tennessee aquarium, so because we usually visited that one when we visit our family. But yeah, I haven't really been to that one in quite a while, so unfortunately. Kind of wondering if we'll actually ever visit it again. Because I kind of feel like travel's going to be a lot harder now. Due to some stuff that happened last year. I'm not sure if I really want to go into it, but yeah. Okay. 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 Alright, so I'm just gonna start adding more. Okay, I'm not really happy with that one, so kind of wanted these outer lines to be a bit thicker. I probably won't make the sleeve here too thick just because of it's not really an important area, so might have that toned down compared to the head shape, or the head I should say. Okay. Let's kind of thicken out the scalp area right here before we get too detailed. Oops. Kind of went over the original line there, so yeah, I'm just kind of adding line weight essentially. Good old line weight stage. And I think after working on this a little bit, I'll probably just start working on the vegetation down there, because I kind of feel like that part's going to be a bit more interesting to do with all the detail and all whatnot. Okay, I just want to fill these back areas real quick. Okay. Okay. So I add some line weight. Okay. Okay. All right. So just adding variation to the collar. That's not the collar, but the edge of the cape. Okay. Now let's add some weight to the actual collar. So right here. Kind of make it somewhat interesting. You know, one thing that I was thinking about a lot lately was trying to use sharper shapes in my figures, because I know that adds visual interest. So, you know, sort of combine the sharper edges with flowy edges. That kind of looks really nice. So trying to make my figures look a little less rounded. Not that there's anything wrong with rounded figures, it's just more... I just think it'd be a lot more visually interesting, as I said before. The contrast of the two different types of shapes and edges. Or, you know, shape theory and all that. Okay. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna jump into the vegetation now. So, yeah. Okay. So we get this area. Okay, I don't like, not really thrilled with the ending right there, so just gonna. How about this, actually? Okay. So, you get this end of this tree. You know, I feel like I've seen trees that are similar to mangrove trees around, but I'm not entirely sure. I know that they're kind of important to the swamp ecosystem because usually a lot of swamps, they kind of form at the edge of major bodies of water or like deltas, and especially around the ocean, they help like kind of filter out the salts. But I think that's what I heard, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay. But yeah, so kind of interesting. Would be nice if I remembered, but you know. You know what? Sorry, I was looking back. Looking behind me, I was just thinking that I actually opened up a magazine that I got a couple of weeks ago because it's supposed to be filled with a bunch of different tutorials about fantasy art. It's it's related to the Image FX magazine. Sorry. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I used to get like Image FX like every month back a few years back before the pandemic hit, but I kind of realized I wasn't getting as much as I wanted from it, so I kind of stopped getting them eventually, but you know, I still like to get one once in a while. Yeah, it was one of my favorite art magazines, so. You know, it's just nice to see cool art, cool fantasy art, basically. Okay. Okay, so trying to have like patience with these black areas because takes time to kind of build that up. Also, I just noticed there's 2 Discord. Okay. Not gonna look at it too much right now. But yeah, the music kind of stopped right then, so I needed to check that out. Okay. But yeah, I'm thinking I need to like have patience with these blacked out areas. It can be pretty satisfying to fill them in, though. Okay. But yeah. Of course, kind of fill in these little corner bits. You know, fill it in, fill it in. Okay. Yeah, okay. We're getting there, everyone. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking that I need to like study more art streamers to see how they handle the streams. Or at least like long-term streams. I think I talked about this in the past, but a little bit, but sometimes I feel like I have a hard time trying to be entertaining on stream, so try to see how other artists do it. I'm kind of bad about hanging out in other people's streams, so yeah, I'm just one of those people who I just like pre-recorded content a lot of the time, or videos I should say. Sorry, I'm trying to use the term content less. Okay. So, just trying to line out this water lily real quick. But yeah, I think I was talking a bit earlier about the Jacana video, where the daddy Jacana carries his little baby, where they show the daddy Jacana kind of picking up the little baby Jacanas. But yeah, the environment that they were in, it was like a pond with a lot of lily pads and lotuses and stuff. That was like super pretty. Yeah, I gotta check out that video again sometime and try to maybe make a little environmental painting. Or painting that kind of focuses on a landscape, I should say. Yeah, landscape painting. Can't believe I forgot it's called landscape painting. Obviously I don't do that kind of art a whole lot. Obviously, just more of a character art. A little more of a character artist. Like, yeah. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna peek at Blue Sky real quick just to see what's going on. Okay, not too much. Oh well. Okay, hold on. No one knows which one is on top. Okay. Let's get back to work, everyone. Sorry about that. But yeah, I should probably... Yeah, I made a plan on actually finishing the line art. I'm just starting to get a little bit tired, to be honest. So, definitely out of streaming shape. You know, quote-unquote streamer shape, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully I'm not dead by the end of the stream. Not that I've been yapping that much or doing much. Okay. So I'm just trying to mark out everything. Alright. Zoom in, try to clean this up, and then I just fill it up. Oop. Yeah, it looks like we're getting close to the filling stage, I think. I still need to do the rest of the liner. I have to do the rest of the lily pads. Probably mark out some of the grass too. Okay. But yeah, hopefully I can get back into the flow of the streaming. I'm kind of interested in doing more art that has line art in it, just because feels nice being able to pick up speed, basically. I don't know, man. Sometimes I just feel kind of bad about not being able to draw at a decent pace, or paint, I guess. So being able to pop out a few more pieces here and there is kind of nice. Everyone draws at a different pace. You shouldn't feel bad. Yeah, that's true. It's just I'd like to have more art in my portfolio, basically. It's kind of just the main goal, to be honest. Yeah, just a little more art to show. A little more art to show off, basically. Since usually it takes me like 3 weeks to actually get a painting done. Unless I'm like on fire or something. Yeah, sometimes I'm a bit, well, oh my god. Sometimes I'm like a lot faster than usual, but yeah. Okay, let's see if it's, if we're good. Nope, okay. Oh yeah, I see a big gap. Well, no. Is this the... Yeah, I just need to figure out where the hole is. Oh. No, this is not it. Okay. Like, I see a big hole here, but this technically shouldn't be open. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to investigate. How about here, actually? What if I use this tool? Nope. Okay. Sorry, I tried to switch paint buckets to see if that would work. It did not. Okay, and it's just kind of covering everything. What if I did this on a separate layer? Which, hold on. Try to make this a reference layer. Try that. Where's the breakthrough? Oh, it's blocking this one too. Crap. You know what? Delete this one. It's not working. Okay. Okay, it's not going into the skirt, so I know that part's fine. Okay. Okay. Great mystery. Oh, I see the issue right here. Oh yeah, that did solve it. Okay. So let's clean this up. And I'll add a little bit of a shadow right here just to indicate that it's moving forward right here. Yeah, just a little more detail on this tree. Okay. All right. Try to work on this a little bit too. So, fill in. Oh, dang it. Okay. Yeah, the issue is pretty obvious in this one, so. Okay. All right. Okay. Take a drink of water. Okay. Then fill this one in. Okay, let's start working on some of the upper areas again. We're just gonna make a thick line right here, so nice and thick. Okay. And yeah, maybe I can just add a little more weight on weight in this area. Just because it's in front of our character right here. It looks fine, maybe. A little thicker than I intended right there, but oh well. Okay, and let's do this area right here. Okay. Fill this in real quick. Okay. Might try to erase some of it, actually. See if I can do that. It's a little intimidating when you're far out like this, though. Considering I don't have the steadiest hands in the world. Okay. Scratch my chin. Okay. Yep, okay. Yeah, I'm just making noise at this point. Okay. Fill this in. Alright, so. Zoom out, zoom back in. Alright, I'm going to be a little more careful with this one. Nope, not like that. How about like this? It's okay. Take a deep breath. Okay. Okay. Yep. It's coming along. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Get this section. All right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just trying to fill this in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it looks okay, I guess. Hold on. Okay. Just realized this is his cloak, not the edge of the tree. I don't think I drew out the edge of the tree right there, so whoops. Okay, not a big deal though. Okay. Hopefully, at least. So right now I'm just taking a moment to observe again. Oh, let's just get this tree out of the way right here. Hold on. Just kind of marking it out. Yeah, okay. So, yep, now I'm actually in focus mode again. Okay. Let's try to get this right here. Boom. Okay, it's a little too much right there, so have a little more elegance in this shape. Okay. All right. Okay. So we are getting there. Hopefully, maybe. Alright, so listen. And I will erase part of this. So. Alright. Oh, I missed this area. I mean, I guess technically not. There's supposed to be a grass right here, so... You know what? Let's just get to work on this grass. So, I'm a little bit nervous about doing this section, but... Yeah. Okay. So, of course, gonna make sure to clean up these ends, so... And just kind of flatten this out. Same with this one. Okay. Okay. We got this. And it sounds like someone just came home, so... Thought I'd point that out. Alright. Get this long grass right here. Okay. Get these. A little too much. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just a little bit of focus right here. I got a lot of long, thin shapes to worry about, so... Of course, I'm going to be a bit more in focus mode. Also, hello, Super. How is my drawing going? It's going alright. Yeah, focusing on the line art right now, so... I guess I'm technically not sketching anymore, but also, how is your day going? Hope it's going well. I've just been, my own day has been pretty, relaxed so far. Just kind of... I guess, aside from, working on this sketch, because, you know, I technically was supposed to do this, last night, but I didn't do it, so... Yeah, I figured I'd just, sketch on stream. So, it was really hot and I had to work. I see. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's been pretty hot here lately, too. So I was sweating sprinklers. I see. Yeah. Yep, it's been very hot lately. Seems like it's hot for a lot of people, too. Okay. It's not as bad right now. For the past couple of days, it wasn't too bad, but... Yeah, during this last weekend when I was on my vacation, it was definitely kind of intense. Thankfully, we were we were actually on one of the Great Lakes, so Lake Huron. So thankfully it wasn't too bad, and the dog is going off, sorry. You guys probably can't hear it, but... Yeah, Micah's being very noisy today. But yeah, it was very toasty. But hopefully you're able to kind of cool off and relax now. Oops. No, hold on, back. I think I hit the line art right there, so I don't really want to do that, because I think it kind of screws things up when I do that. Or when I hit that, so... But yeah, right now I'm just trying to, like, do a bunch of grass, so... And the grass will be silhouettes, which is why it looks the way it does. Yeah, it's 10 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I imagine it's going to be a lot easier going then. But yeah, it's definitely been dry and hot lately. You know, except for Tuesday where we got hit pretty hard by a thunderstorm. Finally. It has been waiting for rain for a long time. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are coming home, so I'm just kind of like hearing that over the music. Okay. Okay, trying to clean up the edges of this grass, so. But yeah, I got to see some birds on my vacation, so I was talking about it earlier, but I got to see a good few herons, or hurons. I think heron, actually. I keep mixing it up with the name of the lake I was at, so. But yeah, they're technically a little bit, they have a different vowel, so. Pretty sure they're supposed to be different. But yeah, I got to see a few of them on my trip, so. It was pretty cool. Just kind of like sitting there. One was like right next to the road, which was kind of crazy. I wasn't sure if it was actually real or not when I saw it, but you know, it definitely like looked real. So and I guess it's pretty normal for them to stand completely still. It's a little too close together, so I'm just gonna have it overlap. And I forgot to do this little area, so I'll try to take care of that. But yeah, definitely kind of crazy on this lower area. Lower section, I should say. Okay. I still have the back rest, too. But yeah, I saw herons, I saw a family of swans, I saw some, I saw geese, too, actually. I mean, geese are kind of a given. That and seagulls. I saw a lot of seagulls because we were on the beach, but yeah. Kind of wish I saw a little more variety in the birds, but you know, it's not like I can just hire birds to show up. We were actually next to a nesting site for like a type of endangered bird. But I didn't see any of those birds. They're the type of birds that kind of walk along the shore and kind of like stick their little beaks in the grass, I think. I think that's what, not the grass, the sand, maybe. I don't know that. They probably don't actually do that, but I kind of just assume that they do. Yeah, I don't remember what they're called, but I know there was like a little animated short film about them, about that kind of bird, so to give you an idea. Little sandpipers, maybe. But yeah, apparently it's close to their hatching time, but you know, I didn't see any, because not that it was there that long, but yeah. You know, I got some photos of it. Got some photos of the beach on blue sky, but yeah. I also saw like the remains of a old marina, so which was pretty cool. So basically a marina is kind of like a dock, or the docks I should say. But I don't know the technical differences because I never like grew up on a lake or anything, but yeah. You know, I got to walk down a pier a couple of times too, which is nice. First time was on the sunset and the next time was on the golden hour, so it's kind of nice. Very pretty. Oh, dang it, shoot. Sorry, I'm trying to lean this up. Try to make the tips nice and sharp and all that. Okay. Not that sharp. Okay, it's a little too sharp, actually. You know what? Good enough. Yeah, I don't think people are going to look too closely at my grass. Okay. May as well, like, fill up these. Alright. Oh yeah, I still have to finish this cattail right here. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, sorry, it's a little bit quiet here, but I'm in a bit of a focus mode, so. Doing a lot of cleanup and all that. Okay. But yeah, let's get these little cattails. We'll draw a little nub. Okay, it's too fat. Cattails are pretty nice looking. I need to draw more cattails. You know, add that to the list of things that I need to draw. Okay. It looks like I'm almost done, actually. You know, maybe at least. Still need to add more. Still need to work on the figure. So, let's just get the rest of these cattails done. And yeah, I figure I can probably move this piece to work on this piece the next stream. Next art stream, I should say. Technically, that would just be our next stream, though, because of Friday today. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think about things. Yeah, it looks like it's coming out alright. I think the tree got buried here. Oops. And there should probably be some water down here, so I'm just gonna fill this area down here up. Okay. Imagine having no head. Yeah, it might be kind of hard. Technically, he has a head, though. It's just not attached to him. Yeah, it kind of has to carry it around and all that. Yep, Doulahan problems, essentially. Oops. Okay. Okay, sorry. And I'm right here, it's just a hem, so I won't worry about the lines being closed. I'm trying to make it look at least decent, though. Okay. Alright, and I forgot to fill this in. This is just some ambient occlusion. Let this dark part right here. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to honestly just make the entire... Nope, come on. Just making this the best thing here. Probably try to clean it up a bit better. Okay. Okay. I feel like I tend to draw a Doulahan at least once a year, now that I think about it. At least that's been the case for the past few years. Okay. I mean, technically the past couple of characters, they probably aren't technically Doulahan, but just kind of like headless dudes, but this guy's actually supposed to be a Doulahan, so. Yeah, earlier I was talking about how I need to like draw more monster boys, so you know, right here I'm drawing a monster boy, so. Okay. Just checking the time, so. Yeah, so fair warning to those who don't know, I'm gonna end the stream after I finish the line art, so. Not sure when that'll be, because it does take some time to do this step of the process. You know, I'm probably okay with to just hide the sketch. Yep, cool. Oh, dang it, sorry. Didn't mean to erase that. Okay. Yep, just trying to fix that area. I'm digging this up because this is a part of the cloak. But yeah, let's work on the face of it a wee bit more. Yep. Okay. So we got this. But yeah, I'm going to be working on this. I already said that. Working on this on next stream. And hopefully I'll have something, my other, the other type of piece I wanted to do for August. You know, trying to get these summer pieces and all that. Yeah, it's crazy how the month kind of just flew by. I guess thinking about it now, September is mostly a summer. September is technically mostly summer, so I don't know, kind of coping at that one, but yeah, it doesn't technically become fall until the 21st of September, so. I don't know, at the same time, by the time September hits, I'm kind of in the mood for, I kind of just want fall to happen. Yeah, like time for it to cool down, become more relaxing. You don't really see much change in the trees until October, though, so. Still. Okay, let's get this bottom here. All right. Try to get this cloak done. And of course, we gotta work on the sleeve. Almost forgot about this. Okay. Actually, don't want that closed off. Okay, zooming out. Also, there's probably going to be an ad break coming up pretty soon, so. I kind of have some mixed feelings on that, because I do need to, like, take a short break during the ad break, but at the same time, there's probably not going to be much stream after that. You know what? I'll just do it. Yeah, just another visit to the little ghost room, essentially. Ugh. Okay, oh, dang it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna add more detail to this leaf right here. Woo. Okay. Actually, I think as soon as that... No, not as soon as it happens, so... But yeah, I'll probably take a 5-minute break, so... Actually, I'm kind of wondering if I can just do it right now, so I won't feel like you guys missed out on too much, but yeah, I need to, like, take a break. So I'll just let it happen a bit earlier, and I'll be... So yeah, BRB everyone. Okay, I'll just run the ad, so we don't have to deal with it in 5 minutes, so, okay. See ya. mic off.